final score. The Bears have held off the Redskins and won it 35-21. Our score is tied at 35. A big call coming up for the Cowboys, who have 4th down and 2 inches, and they'll go for it.
They're going for it. I would wonder. Coach Landry normally wouldn't go for this, but he feels there's 2:28 to go. He's going for the win, and that's why they're doing it.
They don't have Dorsett in there. They've got James Jones at tailback. Ball is at their 47-yard line. And the handoff goes to Robert Newhouse, and it'll be close. Cowboys feel they got it. The Giants feel they didn't. And again, a measurement will determine.
That last little lunge by Newhouse, I think, got it.
Keep in mind, he needed only 2 inches.
Well, the Giants are signaling the other way, but again, it doesn't matter because they've got to measure it. Newhouse had a lunge there. He was hit and almost didn't make it, and then he lunged, and now it's going to be questionable until we see the measurement.
If the Cowboys don't make it, the ball goes over to the Giants at the Dallas 47, and you'll hear a tremendous roar from these Giant fans.
Well, that last lunge of his, I think, is...
Giants get it. Cowboys did not make it.
Well, I guess that last lunge wasn't enough.
Not quite.
I really thought he had it on that lunge but I guess House isn't quite tall enough. If he was maybe 6'2", he would have made that on that lunge.
Apparently took Dorsett out on that play to get a little more blocking help in there for Newhouse. Because Jones was in there.
Well, the ball was handed off into the backfield, and that's always there's always something can go wrong there. It wasn't the safest play you could run, but again, you can second guess it all day because it didn't work.
A flea flicker. Back to Sims it goes. They're going long for Freedy. Wilson is out there. Freedy makes the catch at the 6-yard line. First down, goal to go, Giants. The old flea flicker. Mike Freedy, a reject of the Detroit Lions, has been spectacular. As Perry took the handoff from Sims and then lateraled the ball back to his quarterback, the old flea flicker.
Well, I tell you, Dallas was not fooled by the play, Frank. They were back there. Mitchell was back. Wilson was back. Wilson was right on Freedy. Mitchell was back on his man on the other side. Sims had his choice to go to either side, and he went to the 6'3" Freedy. And I tell you, Freedy's made catches today that you won't see in a lot of football games. He's made 2 today that just were sensational. That one in the play early in the game when he caught it one-handed. So he's been a tremendous find from the Detroit Lions.
2-minute warning going to both benches now. Freedy has caught 7.
I lost the ball right there, and then all of a sudden it was pitched back. Now watch Sims throw this. Steve Wilson, kind of like the play last week when Pat Tilley caught the ball in Wilson. Freedy comes inside, makes a play, but Wilson is back there in good shape. It's just an excellent play by Freedy.
2 minutes left to play in the football game. The warning has gone to both benches, and the Giants have a first down at the 6-yard line. 12 times in a row this team has lost to the Cowboys.
Here's another view. It's the end of the line. Perry's into the line. Pitches back. Sims winds up and throws the ball. But Steve Wilson is down there on his man in good position, and there's Freedy comes inside and makes the play.
This momentum has just shifted back and forth and back one break after the other.
I know Sims and Ray Perkins were over there talking, and Perkins is telling Sims, tell your running backs to cover up that football. We're in position to kick a field goal at the worst. Let's don't give it away by making a tricky run trying to score. Don't fight for that extra yard. This is one time you don't want to fight for that extra yardage in case you might fumble the football.
First and goal from the 6-yard line for the New York Giants. The score tied at 35 or in the final 2 minutes. It is Heater stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Really shoved back hard. Wilson was in on the stop, number 45. Along with Bruning.
Well, there's a timeout been called. I'm sure it's by Dallas, and that's pretty darn good strategy by Dallas's part because they know that New York's in field position to kick a field goal. They don't want to let New York just run the clock down and have a last grasp at the field goal. So they're going for the timeouts in case New York does kick the field goal. They want some time left to score.
Our executive producer, Charles H. Milton III. Our producer here at the Meadowlands this afternoon, Bob Rowe, and our director, Jim Silman. And some of our other good friends who help make this telecast possible. It's been an exciting one. We hope you've enjoyed it. We still got a ways to go.
Well, the strategy here, I feel, is Dallas wasted one timeout when Danny White had to call a timeout earlier in the half, so they've got one left. If I was New York, I'd try to position it right in front of that goal post and don't let Dallas get the ball back. Dallas is too good. Danny White's excellent at making the big plays, and of course the strategy here is being debated on the sidelines.
The man with the red gloves is Joe Danello, the Giants field goal kicker, trying to stay warm.
Well, Joe's...
It's interesting, we haven't had a field goal attempt on either side this afternoon with all the offense we've had. Second down. Ball is spotted at the 7-yard line. Second and goal to go. 1:54 left to play in the game. Larry Heater again runs into a stone wall at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third and goal. And they may have shoved him back to the 8. Another timeout called by the Cowboys. That should be 3, I believe.
That's it. They wasted that one early, and it could be costly.
Joe Danello, who may be called on in just a moment to try to stop this 12-game Giant losing streak to the Cowboys and the 8-game losing streak on the year. Keep in mind that the Giants haven't beaten the Cowboys in New York since 1970, and their last victory was in Dallas back in 1976. Giants are looking at a third and goal to go from the 8-yard line. And of course, the Giants have all their timeouts left. They would appear to be in the driver's seat. White getting loosened up himself, anticipating getting the football back at some point.
Well, he knows that he's got to get him at least in field goal range, assuming that New York kicks the field goal.
Danello has not had a particularly good year, by the way. He's only 8 out of 15 coming into this game. Third and goal. New York at the Dallas 8-yard line. Bootleg. Sims thought he could fool the Cowboys, but it wasn't to be, and he lost a yard.
Aaron Mitchell was waiting right there, and Heather was over there. Mitchell's got a few words for Sims. But here he is. He's right there, and he's nowhere to go.
So it'll be up to the field goal unit now. As the clock continues to roll, Cowboys are out of timeouts.
Well, New York's going to probably let it run down to the least amount of time they can take a timeout.
30-second clock has 10 seconds left on it. Certainly they'll stop it before they get to 0 here. They don't want the 5-yard penalty. We're down to 2. Maybe they are going to take the 5. Now the 30-second clock has run out, just recycled. But they did call the timeout before it ran out.
I tell you, he barely called it, and that's a big difference between kicking from your 10-yard line or your 15-yard line.
Tonight on CBS, evening starts with 60 Minutes, followed by Archie Bunker's Place. You'll see the season premiere of One Day at a Time, then Alice, the Jeffersons, and part 2 of the season premiere of Dallas. All tonight on CBS. We still don't know who shot JR. But we're going to find out before too long. All right, pressure on Danello. 8 out of 15 on the year. The ball is about at the 10-yard line, just shy of the 10. So we're looking at approximately a 27-yard field goal attempt. Danello, between 20 and 30 yards, has hit 3 out of 4 on the year. Scott Brunner, the rookie, to hold it. Now, keep in mind, they've had problems with the snaps.
That's right, Frank. They've had problems with the snaps.
27-yard field goal attempt. 1:10 left to play. Perfect snap this time. Kick is good.
Well, I tell you, that's 1:07 to go. No timeouts left. This kickoff is critical here.
Perfect snap.
Yeah. Kicked it right through the middle.
27-yard field goal for Danilo. Took a tumble after it went through. Got his hand a little dirty, but he'll take that any time. Well, a return is important here, and the Cowboys have one of the best kickoff returners in the league in James Jones, number 23. 1:07 to go. No timeouts left.
I saw a game yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Georgia was playing Florida. Florida had the control of the game. All of a sudden, Georgia's back to their 7-yard line, third down, and the guy hits a 93-yard touchdown pass. I couldn't believe it. And Dallas is going to have to do something big right here.
Newsome fumbles it, picks it up at the 10. 50,
this is where your
20.
specialty teams.
Newsome fights his way out close to the 30-yard line. All right, no timeouts. 1 minute left to play. First down at your 30. How about your play selection here?
Well, this is interesting here for New York. They got to decide to have 3-man rush and have 8 guys back there and give Danny White time or rush him. They've made the decision to rush him. They got 4 guys in there because they know the field goal can still tie it up. So they're going to rush 4, and they're going to play it not as cautious as you might think.
From the shotgun.
There's
White
the screen out
to Dorsett. Dorsett slips and falls. Tried to turn around, and as the ball went over his right shoulder, he tried to make that adjustment, and his feet went out from underneath him. The rain has subsided somewhat, but it's still coming down in the form of a heavy mist.
Well, New York made the decision. They're going after him. They're going after with the four-man rush. Try to keep him inside the 50-yard line. Try to keep him in bounds. Dallas needs to hit a big one over the middle, run up to the ball, and throw it out of bounds.
Remember what happened last year? Cowboys moved 90 yards in the last minute and a half. Of course, they did have some timeouts.
Coming over the middle.
Here's White. Good protection. Now he's in trouble. Trying to get rid of it, and does. Finds Dupree at the 45, 50, and out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
No one near him. Danny White scrambled out of that one, Frank.
He looked like he was dead. He looked like he was absolutely dead back there. I thought they had him.
Well, they had him, but they didn't have him. There's number 80 had him right there, had grabbing on his jersey, and of course Dupree. Someone left Dupree. That's a missed assignment with the scramble by Danny White. And that's his ability. He can make the big play.
And of course, going out of bounds stops the clock with 44 seconds. And Raphael Septien could be called upon for his first field goal effort.
They got another 15 yards to go. They're in field goal range. They hit another pass.
No timeouts left. 44 seconds.
Here
White
they come.
out of the shotgun, over the middle, complete at the 35-yard line. Still a little bit beyond Septien's range as Butch Johnson makes the grab.
He'll throw this one. He'll take a quick one and heave it out of bounds here.
You see the time remaining in the game. Cowboys trail by 3. Drew Pearson at the 30-yard line, out of bounds at the 29. Well, you're looking at this now. From that point, you're looking at a 46-yard field goal by Septien.
It's in his range. No question about that.
Obviously, they'd like to get at least one more completion here, get it a little bit closer, and shorten that distance for their place kicker, which would send it into overtime. It is second down and 5. 19 seconds left. Cowboys at the Giant 29, trying to send this one into overtime. If not, win it outright. Good protection for White, and the receiver falls down. It's intercepted. Intercepted, and the Giants get the football.
Well, somebody, that ball was way over Dupree's head, but someone did slip.
It looked like Tony Hill down there at the 15 slipped, and Gary Wilford, number 20, picked off the interception.
I don't know who the ball was going to. It was either going to Dorsett or Dupree, and Danny's Danny's very unhappy there. He put them in good shape. They needed one more pass, and they had a field goal shot. And, of course, the thing you don't want is the interception. And he's going to have a lot of big plays ahead this year. He's already made a lot of them. And, of course, this is New York's day. The game has gone back and forth. And that guy's quality right there, though. He got him one pass away from a possible field goal. And, of course, New York made the play again today on defense. They've made it all day on offense and defense. And it's been an exciting football game.
5 interceptions for Danny White.
All the agony of defeat is rough. But the thrill of victory here in those white uniforms is something special also.
That's the ball game, and the Giants not only snapped their 8-game losing streak this year, but for the first time in 13 outings, they have beaten the Dallas Cowboys 38-35.
Phil Simms is in the middle of that field. He's being congratulated by some Cowboy players and some his own teammates. He ought to be congratulated by everybody. He had a great day along with Freedy making big catches. He was 18-33. Simms 351 yards, and Gray made a big play, and it was a day for the Giants.
An exciting football game here at the Meadowlands. Septien did not get the chance to go for that tying field goal. Danilo, of course, with the 27-yarder, and that wrapped it up as the Giants fell behind in the second half after leading the entire first half. But they came back and took the lead and eventually won the ball game. For Roger Staubach, Mike Lieber saying so long from Giants Stadium.